Hello, and thank you for stopping by. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when new videos arrive. Well, it rages on. One side says Donald Trump is the winner, the other side said he's not. Courts are saying there's no proof. They're saying we'll take it to the Supreme Court. What do we do if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court says there is no proof? You have no case. Joe Biden won the election. Now, this is a weird thing, okay? Donald Trump's doing all these recounts, and he just spent $3 million in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, as a matter of fact, to do the recounts, right? The other day, they found 130 more votes for Biden. And just today, I think it was, maybe today or yesterday, they found another 87 votes for Joe Biden. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about too was poll watchers, Republican poll watchers. Did they have Democrat poll watchers too, just to make sure that Trump's people didn't pull a fast one? No, we didn't do that because that's not what we do. We do not automatically assume that the other guy is going to cheat. Now, the poll watchers were told they could be inside watching the people counting the ballots. When they were inside, they were able to watch the people count the ballots. There was no door, there was no wall, there was no barrier blocking their sight from where they were at to where the poll watchers, or from where the vote counters were at. Now, it is not our fault that they did not stipulate the rules beforehand. They should have said, we want to be able to breathe down their neck. We don't want to just watch them count the ballots. We want to count the ballots with them. They should have said that, but they did not say that. They just said, we want to be in the building to watch the ballots. And when asked in court, okay, did you have people there? Yes, we did. Were they inside the building? Yes, they were. Were they able to view the vote counters? Yes, they were. Well, then what are you complaining about? If the poll watchers were able to actually help count the ballots and it showed that Biden had actually won, there would be something else that they would find at fault and complain with. Hold on. So, I had to adjust my camera. It was slipping a little bit. But anyway, they're always looking for something right now. I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again. I do not believe that Donald Trump wanted to win. I'm surprised nobody can see this. It's not something that other people probably haven't thought about. Let me pose it to you like this. You know somebody that you talk to almost every day. You say hello, they say hello back. You say, how are you doing? They say, we're fine. How are you doing? You say, you're fine. That's done as a courtesy. You're not really interested in how they're doing, really. If they were having a horrible day, do you think you'd stand there and let them talk to you about how horrible their day was? No. If they backed you into a corner and started telling you how bad their day was, you'll politely listen because you don't want to seem like the bad guy. When you say, if there's anything I can do, let me know, You're hoping that they won't actually ask you to help them. You're being polite. It sounds good. And they like to hear that. But then you get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hello? You remember you said that if I needed your help, you'd be willing to help me? Well, yeah. You mean you took me serious on that? No, you're not going to say that. You're going to say, okay, well, what do you need help with? You're tired. You're groggy. Yeah, well, what do you need help with? And they say, so-and-so, so-and-so, could you please help me? So now you backed yourself into a corner and you're stuck. Well, when Joe Biden got into the 2016 elections, he was not expecting for it to last that long. Now, in 2004, he had asked Jesse Ventura to be his running mate because he was thinking of becoming president under the Democratic ticket in 2004. He decided not to because Jesse Ventura said, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a libertarian. I do not believe in a party system. So Trump had to back out. So that was not a no-go. Now, Trump thought about running in 87 and 88, back in the 80s, under the Democratic ticket as well. You can look all this up on the internet. It's not something that I'm telling you that nobody knows about. You can look up the timelines of when Trump was running and thinking about running for president. He was going to do that in 2000. He was going to do that in 2004, but he didn't. And he hops into 2016 only because the ratings on his TV show was starting to go down the shitter. And pardon my French, but they were going down the tubes. And he wanted to be able to raise his ratings back up. He wanted to be able to say, hey, we ran for president. We ran. But it looked like other candidates were better suited for the task. And he would back out, go back to his TV show, his comfortable life. And before you know it, Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz, all the other ones that were running for president backed out and left him standing there with his penis in his hand, so to speak. I hate to be rude, but I'm going to. Donald Trump was standing there, and now he has no choice but to go up against Hillary Clinton, who happens to be the Democratic nominee. Trump is the Republican nominee. Trump figures there's absolutely no way that America will vote for him because he's not a politician. He doesn't know anything about politics, and he is going to be as horrible as he can. He's going to talk down about women, and that should peeve off the women vote, but it didn't. Oh, that's just Trump being Trump. So, anyway, now we're at this election, 2020. It is the re-election of Donald Trump going up against Joe Biden, and Trump cannot piss off his followers because he knows that they're very vocal, and he understands that it's possible they could riot if he was to accept that Biden was president. So what does he do? He fights this. He goes to court. He's got Rudy Giuliani with him, and he's got Jenna Ellis with him and various other people that are from the cuckoo's nest with him. But Trump is in no way stupid here. Trump knows what he's doing. He's going to take this all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's going to say, sorry, you don't have any evidence. There is no proof of voter fraud. Although, in Trump's defense, every election there is a little bit of fraud. It's not widespread fraud, but some people kind of want to push the vote in their candidate's direction a little bit. And they do that, vote twice, I just made a mistake, and they write it off as that. But when Trump has lost, And he already mentioned it. He said, if Joe Biden is declared the winner, he can take office on the 20th of January, and I will welcome him in. But with all this voter fraud, see, he's saying he's going to let Joe Biden come in, but he backs it up with, oh, there's still massive fraud going on. Why would you want a president in office that, that was elected because of the fraud? Now, Trump, I think deep down knows there's no fraud going on. And in all these recounts, they're finding more votes for Joe Biden. The more they dig, and that's the way it is, in any election. I don't care when the election happened. Any election, if you let the vote count go on forever, you're going to find way more votes for your candidate, or you're going to find way more votes for the opposing candidate. Like, Trump will get more votes, Biden will get more votes, because you're tallying up more votes. That's just the way it's going to go. But when they declare the winner on election night, when they declare the winner, like they did in 2016, Trump was declared the winner. Hillary was not understanding how that happened. Trump was not understanding how that happened either. But Hillary did not contest the election. She did not contest the validity of the election. Trump was put into office through the Electoral College. He was not put into office by the people. Normally, the Electoral College works for the people, but in certain instances when they need something to be done, they rely on the Electoral College. And because our votes are secret, and because we're taught not to talk about politics or voting, you don't know if the other person voted for Trump or not. You think, oh, that bastard, how could he have voted for Trump? Or how did she do that? She stabbed me in the back, or the person's going to say, I don't want to say because I know they'll be angry at me because I voted for Trump. So it's like, what do? Well, now Trump has to figure out how he can go back to civilian life without America rioting and a civil war getting started, because Republicans have a good head on their shoulders. Democrats have a good head on their shoulders. They're very passionate about what they believe in, and they're very passionate about who they vote for. But when we say Trump supporters or Trump followers or Trumpsters or people that are Trump drunk, we do not consider them Republicans.